Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Coffee with Butter. This is what I'm drinking today in this morning, and with the risk of staining my teeth, I want to make this video about an interesting topic. Are cabin crews just glorified waiters and waitresses in the sky? Perception of the job of a cabin crew is quite varied, right? Having working in customer service, it basically can be considered just another customer service job in which I come to the plane, I'm welcoming the guests on board, I smile, then I provide the service during the flight, and we serve the passengers drinks, we serve the passengers meals, and we are kind to them, and we provide them with things that they ask for during the flight. So there's a few things that we do on the customer service side which are well known, and it's very basic things. But is it just about that? I had a flight a couple of years ago, I believe. During this embarkation, one of the passengers, he looked at me and he thanked me for my service. I thank you, sir, for your service. I hope you'll have a better job soon. And I was like, you're welcome, thank you as well. Like I was thinking to myself, like, what? You hope I have a better job soon? So this is one of the perceptions of our job sometimes, because he thought that because I'm working in a customer service job, I work on the plane and provide him with service on board, service like food and drinks and stuff, right, and welcoming and all of this, then my job is a lower kind of class job and it's badly regarded. So I was quite surprised about this, because I always thought this is a high-end job. This is a job that very few people actually get to, and it's a well-regarded job in Europe. I have a lot of European flights, and during my flights, many times passengers tell me, oh, you have such a nice job, you travel all around the world and everything, and always a smile on their face, and then they say, oh, I'm 40 already, I wish I could do this job, but I have 2 kids and the responsibilities at home. And I'm like, yeah, no worries and stuff. Like, it's just funny. So there's a bit of contrasts here, and I believe this comes from the culture and each background that each person has, and that's not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong, that's not a bad thing at all, because every person has different perceptions of their own reality, and they have their own cultural background, and it's perfectly fine. But what I want to say is, we are not just providing the customer service on board. It's a bit more than that. Every cabin crew goes through an extensive period of training for any cabin crew job, no matter it's Wizz Air, it's Ryanair, it's Etihad, it's Emirates and so on and so forth, or it's one of the US airlines like American Airlines or so on and so forth, right? They have their own trainings, and we have our own trainings here in Etihad. I went through a 6 weeks intensive training in which the service part is just a small little part of the training. The others are, for example, aircraft security, general safety, aviation health for us, which means actually dealing with medical cases on board. Like I know how to save your life. I'm trained to operate the AED, and I'm trained to do CPR in case you have a cardiac arrest. It is not just customer service, it is a bit more than that. We're also your personal doctor on board, right? I mean, in case anything happens, yes, we have a lot of tools on board that can help us deal with the medical situation. Then we are your personal psychologist. Some people are afraid of flying, so we must deal with them kindly and with sensitivity. Also, there's so many other things, like knowing your aircraft type, because we fly many types of aircraft, different types of aircraft. We have to know the particularities of each type of aircraft, and you have to know what to do in case of any type of emergency on board, because there's certain signs in case of emergency that appear, and we have to know where they are, how to deal with them, how to stop them if necessary, and then how to address the situation on board. There's different things that can happen on board, aircraft security, right? We have to keep our eyes and our ears open for everything. Airplane hijacking, right, in the past. So we are trained to deal with that as well. We are trained to deal with situations like this. If anything like that happens, hope to God no, but we are trained to deal with them. Also, fire. If anything happens on board like that, we are trained to deal with a fire. I know all the firefighting procedures. Every airline has firefighting procedures. I know how to operate the fire extinguisher. I know what to do in case of smoke. There's many types of smoke. There's a lot of things that can happen on board, and fire is one of them, and I hope I will never have to deal with it. And I actually remember I had a flight in which one of the fire alarms in the crew rest compartment, I believe, it went off. So basically all the oral signs and or the fire smoking signs and all those things in the cabin were popping off, and the sound was very loud. So I was immediately prepared with the fire extinguisher by my side because I have to deal with the situation. I was not thinking about fear or anything. I was not thinking about nothing. I'm just prepared to deal with the situation. This is the reality that people, they don't normally see. They see just the front face. They see the smiley face during boarding and disembarkation. They see the smiley face during service, and that's perfectly fine. But obviously there is more to the job than that. And for everybody looking for a cabin crew job, I just want to tell you and prepare you for that. And I'm really happy I actually acquired some skills for life, because those kind of skills can actually help me dealing with everyday situations, right? If somebody drops on the street and has a cardiac arrest, I actually know what to do about it. So that's one positive thing coming from this job. You actually know how to deal with certain situations. And when you fly, ladies and gents, and when you fly, you want to know that you can count on the other cabin crew, because there's a team on board. There's always a team on board. Even with a small aircraft, there's a team of a few of cabin crew. So there's always people on board that you can count on. So I can always count on my colleagues, and then they can count on me, especially in case of any kind of emergency situations. So it's it's a teamwork, it's a team environment, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, as you guys see, it's not only a glorified waitress or waiter in the sky. We're not only serving food and drinks, we actually have other duties and responsibilities. And in aviation, they're general standard, and in every company there's that standard. But every company also has differences, right? There's differences between Etihad and Wizz Air, right? They're not the same, right? The aircraft are not the same. So there's some learning that each cabin crew has to do. And also we have a recurrent every 6 months to refresh our knowledge. And we must not forget how to deal with certain situations. Now, ladies and gents, I hope this answered the question about the glorified steward in the sky. Now, this has been it for today's video. Please leave a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not subscribed yet. Until next time, my name is Alex. See you on the next one.